Aaliyah Fulton, host of Early Career Unlocked talk show, where you learn three pieces of advice from industry experts. So, technical interviewing is, well, technical. Sometimes you even have a presentation, or even worse, a demo for technical interviewers. And on the show today with me, I have someone who I've seen firsthand how well he did in an interview. He impressed the interviewers, and this is, of course, at another company where I recruited him. So today with me, I have Emmanuel. He is a security solutions engineer for Microsoft, and he's going to offer his experience and advice about preparing for technical interviews here on Early Career Unlocked. Today we have Emmanuel. He's a security solutions engineer for Microsoft, and he's going to offer amazing advice about how to prepare for a technical interview. So, welcome, Emmanuel.
Thanks, Aaliyah. Thanks for having me.
Well, before you tell us your brilliant advice, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Like Aaliyah said, I'm Emmanuel. I'm at Microsoft. I've been here for about a year now, and I work in the enterprise, work in the field, and support our large and um, enterprise businesses. So my current position, I'm a security technology specialist, but what that translates to outside of Microsoft is basically like enterprise security solutions engineer. So we have over there.
Excellent. Well, when I met Emmanuel, he was a student interviewing for a rotation program at another company. And just to see you professionally grow from student to rotation to now a security solution engineer, I am truly honored that you're here on our show today.
Definitely.
And I know you have a lot of experience, but for the viewers, how are you knowledgeable in the topic of preparing for a technical interview?
Okay, so when I first started job searching, it took me almost a year to find a position. So I interviewed at least 50 times, got flown out, everything, several rejections. So I have a lot of experience doing the interview
Awesome.
process.
Like I said, when I met you, you were interviewing at another tech company, and even though it's for a rotation position, I remember even as a student, and you're looking for
Hmm.
a full time position, the interviewers are blown away. You
Hmm.
were one of their top choices for that rotational program. And it was just evident that you were prepared for those interviews. And fast forward today, you're at Microsoft. So, being in the position that you are right now, I'm pretty sure you have a wealth of knowledge to offer. So,
Yeah.
what three pieces of advice would you like to offer to our viewers in when it comes to preparing for a technical interview?
That's a great question. So three pieces of advice I can offer. The first would be do your research. Do you research in a company? Do you research in the interviewers? Go on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your best friend. What I like doing is actually when I find out who the interview team is or who the hiring manager is, I go on LinkedIn, look at their page, look where they went to school, look what their interests are, and look what they posted recently, so I can have a conversation with them. Because when you're doing an interview, it's not just about the company; it's also about the interviewer and the person. So the relationships do matter. So that's my advice about doing your research.
That's really smart. That's very
Yeah,
smart. Just getting to
definitely.
understand the person before you
Yeah.
actually talk to them and knowing the business before you actually talk about what you know about the business. That's really smart.
Exactly, because I've had interviews moving forward just based on conversations with the interviewer alone. Because when you're interviewing, you're going to be joining a team. So, do you have rapport with the team? Are you able easily to be worked with? So they could pick that up, during that conversation piece of the interview.
Excellent.
Yeah, and then the second tip is be prepare and practice. It The preparation will set this foundation and the base for your interview. So, let's say, for example, you had a presentation coming up. Put your script together. Put your presentation together. Your slides, your deck, pauses, everything. Just make sure everything runs smoothly, so that when the time comes, you've done it like a bunch of times, so it just comes natural to you like that.
Well, I think with preparation too, when you have to do, especially when you have to do a presentation, if you practice enough, if something goes wrong, it's easy for you to pivot
Yeah,
because you know your content inside out.
exactly. And keep in mind, I know my content inside out, and the interview doesn't know my content inside out. So if I do mess up, I'll keep it pushing because this is the first time they're seeing the presentation. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And just to add to that, mock interviews. I like doing interviews in front of my family, like my mom, my sister, and so forth. But I feel like to also step out your comfort zone, do a mock interview in front of somebody that you're not too familiar with. That way, they can give you honest and non-biased feedback.
Because I know some schools offer mock interviews
Yeah,
for students, but students don't know if they should attend or not.
definitely take advantage of that. The more preparation, the more practice you have, the better you get. And it's great to see other people's perspectives of how you interview and how you prepare. So definitely take advantage of that.
Yep, feedback is a gift. So,
Yes.
well, I think everything that you offer today is going to help students, especially students who've never interviewed before. And Emmanuel, this is really good advice. And just to recap, one, do your research. Two, prepare and practice. And
Yes.
three, do mock interviews. So,
100%.
Emmanuel, just to wrap things up, do you have anything else you'd like to offer to our listeners?
Yes. One thing that's helped me out a lot was letting the interviewer know that I want this position, that I'm hungry. There's a front show between both interviewer and interviewee. But if you
Right?
let them know, just let them personal, like just one to one, hey, I want this position. Let me know how to move forward.
I remember you telling me after the fact when you got the job, you're like, I was hungry for that role. I really
Yeah.
wanted that position.
Yeah, for sure. So say it, say it. Like, you don't have to use technical terms all the time, just say something personal. And also, Microsoft is hiring, careers.microsoft.com. We have many positions from people that work in hardware, like mechanical engineers, to people that work in software. And also, the position I'm in right now is something different for what I went to school for. I went to school for mechanical engineering. Right now, I'm actually a systems engineer or a sales engineer or solutions engineer. They're all different namings, same term. But what basically we do is we work in pre-sales and we actually show off our products and solutions to customers that are looking to buy. It's sales, but you're not actually going door to door and knocking, on doors, basically trying to sell products. It's just basically you just a technical subject matter expert on these products towards the customers.
Basically, you just love talking about tech.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, wonderful. Well, Emmanuel, thank you so much for being here and offering such great advice for our students, especially when it comes to preparing for technical interviews.
Thanks, Aaliyah. Thanks for having me.
And then to our viewers, subscribe for more career advice, 3 tips from industry experts every week here on Early Career Unlocked.